Perhaps you have come across Ayurvedic food, or someone has presented a bit of Ayurveda to you, and you notice that Ayurveda seems somehow natural or beautiful or desirable, even on its own, and that got you intrigued about Ayurveda as a health system. That maybe it has something very natural to say about our health and our body. Maybe that's how you got interested. Or maybe you were in a yoga teacher training program or some other modality and heard about Ayurveda and was just curious. Maybe you've eaten Ayurvedic food from someone or checked out some of Joyful Belly's recipes and they looked tasty, and so whatever the reason, people seem drawn to Ayurveda, not just because of its medicinal capabilities, but because it seems to offer something beautiful, some beautiful way of life, something that feels good, that feels wholesome, natural, harmonious, with good living, and so you found yourself here today, um, looking at the Joyful Belly School of Ayurveda courses, and thinking about, well, what would it be like to learn this skill on a deeper level, to learn the clinical methods of a 2,500-year-old tradition, really a tradition that was followed by most of Eurasia. Now, in Europe, it was known as Greek medicine, and it's slightly different than Ayurveda, but uh, similar understanding to the body. In China, you have traditional Chinese medicine, which shares some of the foundations that Ayurveda has, but in a way, along Silk Road trading routes, medicine was shared, and then in the Ayurveda, in the Indian subcontinent, it was preserved, whereas in Europe it was lost, and so we have this opportunity to, you might say, resurrect some of the wonderful, helpful, efficient, and really humanistic tools that Ayurveda offers to the public and to healthcare system. And so that's an exciting opportunity. It should be an exciting opportunity. It should be something that almost everyone is excited by, because health is quality of life. Health is beauty. Health um, is enjoyable, and it's good to feel good. So it's something highly desirable that we are discussing today. And yes, and so with that, I will introduce you to the courses that we offer. Talk a little bit about why we would study Ayurveda, and then I'll go into the details about the courses. First, I'll say my name is John Immel. I'm the director and founder of Joyful Belly. We've been operating for about 15 years now, and you can see from the Joyful Belly website the thousands of articles that we've published on numerous topics, with special strength in diet, digestion, and understanding of ingredients. In fact, we've made lots of contributions to the profession of Ayurveda through our innovative and novel research in food, and also in other areas, which we might get a chance to talk about. So let me give you a few quotes from our students. In the beginning, like I said, I'm more or less looking to set the stage for what studying Ayurveda is like, and what having an Ayurveda career is like, and what are some of the possibilities of an Ayurveda career. And then we'll get into some of the nitty-gritty details. So Angela Rosoff, she is a graduate from our programs, and she writes, I feel I am bursting with bodily awakening. My skin is more vibrant than ever. This is so powerful. At this time of year, I want to share my gratitude for being a part of this transformative education. Ayurveda truly offers a new beginning. And it really does. A lot of times people put off education in Ayurveda, waiting for a better year, a better time, waiting for things to change. But I'm just going to say Ayurveda is the change, right? Ayurveda is the change that will make your year a wonderful year. This is from another student from Ohio. I'm thankful and grateful for you and the creation of Joyful Belly and the MID program. That's the digestive course we offer. You have a stellar group of teachers, yourself included, and I feel truly blessed to have been led down this path as part of my journey. And a third mention from a student, this a gastroenterologist. As far as the course, it has been an eye-opening experience for me. As a pediatric gastroenterologist, there is so much I have been doing as an allopathic physician for the past 22 years, and I wish I had stepped into Ayurveda sooner. It is not too late, however. As I grasp the Ayurveda concept, understanding why, how, and what should be done has become easier, and I'm enjoying that very much. Thank you. So here, Dr. Helen John Kelly is talking about grasping the Ayurveda concept. And I talked about this in the pre-call chat a bit, that Ayurveda is not so much a collection of remedies that we get to discover, but a way of conceptualizing the body, disease, and medicine, and understanding the relationship between the body, disease, and medicine. And so it is a conceptual framework for looking at health. And I think that is what gives it its profoundness and its richness, that it is a never-ending discovery because it's a lens or a way of looking at things. So we have the scientific method, right? Scientific method is an approach to studying something new. Well, Ayurveda has its method. It's a little different than the scientific method. It's a rational, maybe logical way of looking at things, but it is. But I wouldn't call it scientific in the sense that science is statistical argument by example, and Ayurveda is very individualistic. It's not. You wouldn't say that it's statistical inherently, although you can do some statistics with it. And I think it does allow it's for evidence-based models. But all in all, what I want to say here is that when you grasp the concept behind Ayurveda, you understand the remedies, and you begin to get in the flow with it, or you begin to become much more fluid with its application. And that's where you can create that sort of pinpoint accuracy and take advantage of the uniqueness of the client's body to support them. All right, good. We will continue moving forward. And first, I'm just going to tell you what the 3 courses are. The first course, our Fundamentals of Ayurvedic Medicine course. This is a 2-year comprehensive program. By the way, all of our courses are entirely online. No travel required in any of our courses. We started as an online school 15 years ago, and our goal was to be an online school. And so we've designed the entire school around taking advantage of all of the wonderful multimedia opportunities that online education offers, which numerous studies have shown greatly improve retention and other things over traditional classroom settings. So we created the school with that in mind 15 years ago, and we still run that way. So there is no travel required in our courses. All of our courses have 3 coaching calls a week, staggered, so students in every time zone can attend. In this course, in the first year, you get the full expression of Ayurveda's theory and approach to health, disease, and imbalance. And the second year, all of that theory is applied. So of course, throughout your study, it will be applied. The first week, you'll be doing case studies and answering questions and making judgment calls about different case scenarios and how you would handle it. But in year 2, that ramps up even more, where we learn not only Ayurveda's theory of health, but we also learn to assess disease, and we learn to meet with clients. First, you'll meet with one another, then you'll meet with outside clients, and you'll receive mentorship from senior teachers with those clients. All this to fully equip you to start and run your own Ayurvedic clinic. There'll be a total of 95 client encounters, roughly double what what the baseline for Ayurveda health counselor education is. All right, what are some of the results that a person can expect from the 2-year fundamentals course? One is that you will learn how to see the whole person, mentally, emotionally, physically, how to see signs, use Ayurveda's assessment tools to know what's going on in the physical body, to know a person's emotional tendencies, and also to know what kinds of strategies would be a unique fit for them, both on a mental as well as physical level. So that itself is very satisfying. When I walk down the road and or sit at a cafe and watch people walking by, I can see so much about their health just from looking at them. And what I could see what's going on in various organs of their body, and that, to a person who doesn't know Ayurveda's methods, that can seem almost mystical or magical. How do you know that? But we shouldn't be surprised that Ayurveda offers this knowledge, because if an organ is imbalanced, why wouldn't we be able to see it? Organs do important things. In fact, that's the reason why you have them, is because they're needed, they're important, they're essential. And so if an organ is not doing its job well, it's going to be readily obvious that there's an imbalance. And so we just have to teach you that skill, right? We have to teach you that assessment skill. And then you'll be wondering, like, why doesn't every 7-year-old know this, right? What happened that this information is not just available to everyone and taught to people, very early on in life, just through normal conversation? And some point we can talk about the history and why some of these tools and techniques are not used or have been forgotten on some level. That's an interesting conversation. But anyway, you will learn to see the whole person. You will have the in-depth training necessary to start your own practice and see clients legally. And also, I'm going to say, and this will be a theme we go back to again and again, is our focus at Joyful Belly is particularly the presentation of Ayurveda in a way that makes common sense. We've all seen Ayurveda education programs that mystify it, that want to make Ayurveda seem magical, that want to make it seem like there's just this other world or something that only the sophisticated person can access. And I'm going to say, no, Ayurveda is very natural and it makes a lot of common sense. And we don't need to introduce a lot of fancy vocabulary or anything like that to present the fullness of what it offers. And so at the Joyful Belly School, we do what we think is the sign of a great intellectual: the ability to take the full richness of a complex subject and make it easy and accessible. And that is our aim. That's always been our aim, without dumbing it down, without losing anything, to make it accessible. And so what does this mean? It means that our students feel confident. that they understand, they know the why behind the what, and so they feel confident in the methods and techniques that they are using in their life of public service, and that's gratifying. So the fundamentals of Ayurveda is this 2-year course is the one that presents the fullness of all that Ayurveda has to offer in a very broad way. All right, let's talk about the Ayurveda herbalist course. Now, this course is typically the course that people do after the 2-year course. Although we do make this course accessible to Western herbalists or others who can demonstrate mastery of basic Ayurveda concepts. Yeah, this course is an advanced clinical herbal strategies, formulas, and pharmacology course where we go over 125 herbs from the Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia. We also go over all major Western herbs from an Ayurveda perspective. You will be able to walk into any health supplement shop and cherry pick your favorite Western herbs and use them Ayurvedically after taking this course. This is a very powerful course, actually, where there'll be some Chinese herbs presented as well, the essential ones only, but we're going to be focusing on the Ayurvedic and Western pharmacopoeia. And as I said, a tremendous leap forward in your clinical skills. Why? Because what we're doing in this course is combining Chinese Ayurveda and Western herbal therapeutics. I think it makes sense to do it that way. And it's really a one of its kind course that is unparalleled. And there's your clinical practice before you take the Ayurvedic herbalist course and your clinical practice after, and it's like night and day. It is a deep dive into pathophysiology because you need to study pathophysiology. You need to study disease in order to know which herbs are the right one. And so we're studying herbs, we're studying disease, and we're applying these therapeutic models from Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, and Western herbalism. So very strong course, and one that I highly recommend to everyone, that you get to that level to take this course. All right, so in this course, we study herbalism the way it was actually developed, mapping your organic experience, sensory experience, to pharmacology, right? How did people figure out that such and such an herb was a heart tonic? Did they take it for 3 months and then just realize their heart was stronger? In some cases, yeah. But in many cases, they knew that it was a heart tonic after just a few hours of using the herb. Why? Because they were adept and very skilled at understanding how their sensory experience and body awareness of taking an herb mapped to its therapeutic use. And that's the skill we want to teach you. We want to teach you the ability to, like, suppose every herb textbook was burned in a accidental fire, right? That you would, like, in a few short years, be able to just rewrite the textbooks, because you would know the pharmacological actions and effects through your body awareness and knowing how to interpret the meaning of what you experience. Again, that skill is a birthright, right? Like, we should all have that skill. We are human beings born into nature. We should be able to understand nature, right? And so we operate from that standpoint, that it is in a sense a right to know how things affect us, and so we're going to present that to you in its beautiful simplicity. All right, so this course is an intense course. I'm going to say that. I think all of our courses are challenging courses, and that's why our students tend to be leaders, right? We get students that are excellent And so what else do we know? We know that people who are highly motivated, excellent, and leaders, that they're very busy. And so our courses are intense and challenging, but they work for and it's because we build in flexibility into our courses so that if you're juggling a family and a job, you can still take our course, right? Um, and because most of our students are doing that. Most of our students are people who they may be a wife, a mom, and have a career, and they're taking this course, right? So we make the course accessible, even though it is challenging, a challenging course, and we'll talk more about that as we go. Okay. All right, our third course, Mastering Ayurvedic Digestion and Nutrition. This course is a deep dive into Ayurvedic digestive tract pathology. So whereas the 2-year course covers Ayurveda theory and concepts in a comprehensive way, this course goes deeper in digestion. Both courses cover digestion. This course goes deeper into digestion, but without the breadth of the other course. So by week 3 in this program, you will surpass the Ayurveda health counselor in your knowledge of digestive tract pathology, but they will know more about other parts of the body than you. And so this course is designed specifically to elevate your knowledge and expertise of digestive disorders to the level of mastery, that you would basically be the Ayurveda gastroenterologist, right? This course is designed to get you there, give you the tools and Ayurveda's process for high quality digestive coaching. We'll go deep in Ayurvedic diet and deep in Ayurveda digestion so that you know how to use food as medicine and the pharmacology of food and herbs. This course also will give you that skill of knowing the pharmacology of food and herbs through your senses. Okay. All right. Our school is clinically focused. We are interested in your ability to serve the public. And that could mean your family. It could mean personal health. It could mean your town or other community groups. But the main thing is we are interested in results, right? We want to give you the why. We want to give you that the foundation and that bring your level of understanding to such a degree that it becomes intuitive to you. But we always want to remember that all of this, everything that you study, is for an act of service, right? That it is for and an act of service that hope that you will get paid for, right? That you will go out and people will be happy to pay you for that service, but nevertheless, a service to the public of healing. So, and I say that to contrast our school with education programs that will present Ayurveda mystically, that kind of hide behind the mysticism of Ayurveda to make it appear fantastic and inaccessible and amazing and magical, as opposed to something that is so wonderful because of its efficiency, so wonderful because it understands, because it's natural, right? That it's not this arbitrary rules for how to live your life, but the natural rules that you're hungry for, that you wanted to know, because they are the way to live well. And so this applied sort of grassroots, natural way of presenting Ayurveda, as opposed to a mystical way of Ayurveda, is what we are looking to communicate to you as students, so that you can become a successful clinician, and also that your community will understand how Ayurveda works and how your practice works, so that when you talk to them about it, they're like, oh yeah, instead of saying Ayur or what, they're saying, Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I totally get it, right? I understand. So we're looking to develop that insight, intuition, common sense, backed up by detailed knowledge and a rational approach. So you internalize it. Our education is an experiential one. A lot of times people, don't expect that because they're saying, "Oh, online course, it's not experiential." Oh no, au contraire. Our course is more experiential than the in-person classes that I took. In-person doesn't mean experiential. In-person means you're sitting 5 rows back and the teacher is what, 15 feet in front of the first row. You're 40 feet from the teacher. I'm not 40 feet from you right now, right? Like you can see my face. I'm close because of in a way online education. I can get closer to you. When I show a picture of the client's tongue on the screen, it's actually you can see their tongue better on the screen than you could if you were looking at their tongue. Why? Because you can magnify it. Sometimes when I'm sitting with a client, I take a picture of their tongue and then put it up on the screen. One, so I don't have to sit there with their tongue, with their mouth open and their tongue out, but that the client can see the tongue with me and we can study the tongue together. So a lot of people don't expect that that an online course will be experiential. But like I said, we sought to become an online school so that we could be more experiential, so that we could offer you something closer than you could get with an in-person education. I remember sitting in clinic when I was a student. Again, the teacher, I was 5 rows back, and the teacher was 15 rows from the first row, meeting with a client. I could tell the client had a tongue, but that was about it. I couldn't see anything more about their tongue from that. So you will get a rich, close experience in this course. All right. All right. In our courses, you learn how to work with clients. We'll be applying practical knowledge of the body, diet, lifestyle, and herbs so you accurately assess disease and disorders to lead your client to health and vitality. I said most of this already. Okay, good. Good. All right. Why study Ayurveda? Who studies Ayurveda? People study Ayurveda if they believe the natural way is the best foundation for health. And they want to thoroughly understand this wholesome approach to health. And people study Ayurveda if they find meaning and generosity in offering better health and quality of life in their community. We're people, right? Ayurveda practitioners are people, meaning people who are about people. The greatest minds of all time applied themselves to the talent of medicine, right? What did the greatest minds of all time study? They studied theology, medicine, and science, right? That's what they did. Think about that and find a counterexample to that. Philosophy, theology, science, medicine, the arts. That's what makes, those are all the things that elevate humanity. I think that that this is one of the most noble things that a person can do. I have never met a practitioner who regretted studying Ayurveda. I do know people from other professions who regret studying their profession. In fact, they're trying to get out of that profession to get to Ayurveda. But I've never met a practitioner who regretted studying Ayurveda. 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, they still love it. And as I've said, people postpone it. They regret. What do they regret? They regret postponing Ayurveda. Plenty of people regret not studying Ayurveda. They delay it year after year, hoping things will change. I said it already. Ayurveda is the change. Is your availability next year really going to change? I don't know. My availability is the same every year. I'm always busy. I've always got a lot going on. Why? I'm a passionate person. What am I passionate about? I am passionate about discovering new ways for people to be healthy. I'm passionate about proving Ayurveda. You should see some of the research projects that we'll be releasing over the next year to both to the Western medical community and to the public, so they can see that how awesome Ayurveda is, right? So every year is a busy year, isn't it? Every year, finances. How often does your financial situation change? Was it different, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago? There's been some challenges in the last year with inflation, things like that. But finances are always tough. For less than a grocery bill each month, you can get an education. And I mean that like the pre-COVID grocery bill each month, you can get an education. What are our courses? $250 a month? Now, I'm not going to say that that's nothing. It isn't nothing, but to have new life, to have health, it is much less expensive than any other way you're going to get health, right? Like, what about doctor bills, medical bills? They're much more expensive than knowing this wonderful system will ever be. That's one of the reasons why I was so interested in it, is because it's just easy to do. It keeps giving for the rest of your life. Your whole life you will have these tools, and those tools will work for you, and they will give you decades to your life, right? You may live an extra 15 years from taking this course. All right. What about Ayurveda as a career choice? Well, first of all, health and wellness is one of the fastest growing sectors in the economy. As of 2014, the Global Wellness Institute reported that health and wellness expenditures exceeded expenditures in Western medicine by like 10%. That means like, it's not that health and wellness is alternative medicine. We're mainstream medicine. We're the 60%. They're the 40%, right? Or 55, 45. Health and wellness since 2014 has continued to outperform other sectors of the economy. Ayurveda is rapidly growing in popularity. What does it take to lead that trend? There's no easy shortcut to leading that trend, right? You study, you understand, and apply yourself, and you will be at the forefront of a movement. I mean, we've had so much opportunity to advance Ayurveda as a profession. There's so much opportunity to, you could be the nation's leading Ayurvedic ophthalmologist easily, or the nation's leading Ayurveda liver specialist. Now, I want to just say something about how to build your Ayurveda career. If you're wondering, like, how am I going to get people to sign up to my service? Because a lot of students have that question, right? What do students ask us about? How much time is the course take? They're always concerned about how much time it will take, how much money. Although I'm going to say that as much as the course is, your investment in time will be greater than your investment in money, right? The value of your time in the end is going to be more than anything you invest in the course monetarily. Again, I don't want to downplay the monetary investment. It's important. It's not necessarily affordable to everybody. People have specific situations and circumstances, but I'm just going to say it's true that in the end, you will be giving more of yourself time-wise than you do monetarily. So students ask about time, finances. They ask about career choice, career options when they graduate. So I want to talk about that for a little bit. And they ask, oh, well, how do I get someone to come to my clinic? And here's the answer to that. It's because you're going to speak to the client's problem. Your clinic is not about Ayurveda. Remember what I said already. As a school, we're not about Ayurveda. We are about providing a service to the public, right? So if you are talking about your client's problem or the thing that they want to solve, that's why they're going to come to your clinic. If you say, I specialize in acid reflux, and a client has acid reflux, they're coming to your clinic. But if the client has acid reflux and you say, oh, I have an Ayurveda clinic, they may not know to go to your clinic, right? Do they know that you know acid reflux? I mean, maybe you're a great practitioner and you know something about acid reflux, but if your whole practice is about acid reflux, they're going to be like, oh, wow, I got to see that person. So we design our clinical practice around the client's, around the pain point that the client wants to solve. What problem do they wish to solve? So sometimes people say, oh, they want to solve their diet. I don't know that many people that want to diet, right? They may want weight loss. They may want more beautiful skin. They may want a relaxed nervous system. They may want greater fertility or beauty. And they're willing to diet in order to have that beauty, right? And so that's what you're going to speak to. You're going to speak to what they want, not about the diet. Not about, it's not that you're just going out there talking about Ayurveda, you're talking about their client's issues. This is no different than Western medicine. If you drive down the highway and you see a billboard from a Western medical doctor, they never say things like, hey, I'm a great doctor, come to me. I've never seen that billboard from the highway. What I do see from the highway is things like, we've seen thousands of diabetic clients over the last 10 years in our diabetes clinic. You should check us out. That's the kind of Western medical ads that I see. And so I'm just going to say to you, do what medical doctors do, which is speak about a problem that the client has, and then they will come to you for a solution to that problem. Right? Compare these two business plans. We have usually our prospective students aren't the only decision maker in registration. Usually there's a spouse or some, maybe they need some to rearrange their work schedule in order to take the course or something, right? There's always someone else involved in their decision plan. And so you're going to have to, explain that choice to just like any other career choice you make, you'll probably find yourself talking about that to somebody else and ask them, hey, what do you think about that, right? So compare these two business plans. A person says, oh, Ayurveda is so awesome. I love Ayurveda. It's my inspiration. It's what I want to do. And after I'm done, I'm going to buy a beautiful clinic downtown and put up, a gorgeous sign, and it's going to be, essential oil diffusers and music. And it's just going to be this wonderful and healing environment. And I'm going to see clients, right? That's one student's business plan. Now listen to this next business plan. This is an actual business plan that one of our students drafted. Before the student came to us, they were this woman was a manager in a construction company, in doing the accounting. So she had lots of experience with construction workers. And so this was her business plan. She's like, I've been in the construction industry for 20 years. I have met thousands of construction workers. I know their medical problems. I know what they need. And I know that some of them have issues with addictions and some of them issues with their joints and they're hard on their bodies doing the construction industry. I know how to talk to them. And I also know that within a 70-mile radius, that there are 4,000 construction workers in this region. And so that's my market size. And I know that I can reach a good portion of them by going to the top firms and giving a free presentation to the top construction firms in my area. And then I will, pitch my consultation services as well as, a group, a course for construction people to feel better, 1 week seminar for them to feel better in their joints or around these various topics. And because I know the size of my market, how much I'm charging for those courses, and what I think my market penetration could be for consultations. I believe I can bring in $60,000 a year to our family's income. Right now, that person is able to identify their community that they're reaching to, the pain point, the size of their market, all those things, right? Why? Because they're thinking about a group of people in when they're designing their business. And so they're saying, I love Ayurveda. I'm going to study Ayurveda. Ayurveda is my passion, and my client's passion is their knees work, and my client's passion is their addiction free. And so, yeah. So if you think that way, you will be very successful. Our students that think that way are very successful. Now, you may not know your target market and all these, terms yet in marketing. Don't worry about that. Your vocation, your specific vocation and business plan and all that is something that you'll develop in the course with us, and we'll show you how to do that. We'll take you step by step so that you have a specific plan. You'll actually create your clinic while you're in the course. We give you an online clinic on Joyful Belly, which you will create and customize and set up and actually implement your business plan on our site. And that way, before you graduate, you are already in practice. Your clinic is running. In fact, you can't even graduate until your clinic's running, right? Like that's part of the homework assignments, is to set up your clinic. So every one of our students gets a clinic, and every one of our students is running that clinic, and they've answered all of these questions to be that student with the great effective business plan whose spouse or other decision maker or parent or employer is like, wow, that sounds like a great idea. That sounds like that's going to work. Like, you've put that all together very well. And that's what we're looking for. Now, you can actually see the article on Joyful Belly. We have lots of great articles on career building on Joyful Belly. I'm going to stick this link right in the chat because it'll give you something to think about if you want. If you want to feel a little more confident in this career change that you're about to do, you can look at some of these. Look at this 5-step career plan, and that will give you a little bit of a clearer vision. And like I said, we'll work on that vision in the course. That'll happen organically as you go. Okay. All right. Some other questions students often have is about licensing. Licensing, Ayurveda, by the way, is legal in the United States. Licensing would make it less legal. Sometimes people are confused about that. They think, oh, if your profession is a licensed profession, that means it's legal. No, that means it's illegal. Like, I can't practice surgery because I'm not a surgeon. I'm not a licensed surgeon. I'm not a massage therapist. So I can't give a client a massage. Licensing makes it illegal for me to give somebody a massage, right? So currently Ayurveda is unlicensed. That means it is legal. And you'll see, if you kind of get into Ayurveda politics a little bit, you'll see that there are groups that want to license Ayurveda. That's because they want it to be illegal and less accessible to the public. And there's various reasons for that, which someday we can, talk about Ayurveda politics. That would be fun. But I just want to say, Ayurveda is unregulated in USA and Canada and many other countries. That means you can legally see clients immediately after graduation. You don't have to pass a board exam. You don't need additional certification beyond what you learn in the course. We will give you a midterm and a final in this course, which you want to do, right? You want that. Like, I know some people aren't great test takers, right? So don't worry about it. We know that some people aren't great test takers, but what do we want? We want our students to study hard before that exam. And then we know that at one point in their education, they had all the information in there at once, right? Because what happens when you're in a course is you learn topic A, and then you learn topic B, and then as you're learning topic C, topic A gets a little fuzzy, And then as you learn topic D, topic B gets a little fuzzy, right? But when you're meeting with a client, you need to access topic A, B, C, and D simultaneously. And that is what the exams give you, that skill of having it all available so that it's all committed to memory. It's all in the front of your brain. And like I said, don't worry if you're a bad test taker. That's not what it's about. Our job is to help you become a awesome clinician, and that is our goal. And that's why we have exams. So, so you don't need an Ayurveda license to practice. Like I said, license restricts legality. It doesn't make something legal. I do want to say, however, we are licensed as a school. We have a license to operate and teach Ayurveda in the state of North Carolina, and that is a demanding process. You definitely, when you're studying, you want to make sure that your school is a licensed school. There are schools out there that apply for exemption from school licensing, and they say, oh, we're a church, we're not a school. Okay, then they're not a school, right? Because as a licensed school, we have to operate according to best practices for school. And we have to give you financial stability, protection for your tuition money, all this other full disclosure of refund policies and all that kind of stuff. And the state does audit us. And so your guarantee of a great school is that the school is licensed and operating as a school, and they're not trying to get out of the demands of operating as a great school. So there you go. We are accredited by the American Association of Biocharacteristics Clinicians. We're a member of the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. We are a member of the National Association of Ayurveda Schools and Colleges. And we're also certified by APNA, the Association of Ayurvedic Professionals of North America. But I'm going to say all these organizations, they don't audit us. The state audits us. The real thing that if you're looking at a measure for quality in a school, it's not all these other associations they belong to, which in the end up being a little bit like a rubber stamp, right? They don't audit the schools, but the state does. That's what you want. That's the level that you wanna look at. All right. So there's some of the certifications that these third-party groups offer: Ayurveda health counselor, clinical Ayurveda herbalist, Ayurveda digestive health coach, biocharacteristics clinician, and an Ayurveda food consultant with APNA, Ayurveda health counselor with APNA. You can become a health coach after taking our courses. You can get certified through AADP as a health coach because you've taken our courses. So those are some of your options there. All right. All right. What about our teaching style? First of all, we're teaching you how to teach. One of the things that's unique about Ayurveda, and I love this about Ayurveda, is that you teach your clients. So we have to teach you how to teach. And that's because, like, you go to an acupuncturist, the acupuncturist sticks the needles in. It's not like you go to an acupuncturist and you learn how to stick needles in yourself, right? But in Ayurveda, you tell your clients how to cook or what to eat, and then they go home and do it. So they have to understand you. You have to teach them. And so we teach you how to be a health teacher. Our teachers are hired for their great communication skills and command of the material. And I put the great communication skills first. Why? Because scientific studies show that a teacher with great communication skills produces students that have higher educational outcomes than a person who knows Ayurveda very well, but is not a great communicator. So what you want is a great communicator who's really good at Ayurveda, not the person who is great at Ayurveda but isn't a great communicator. So we teach our teachers how to teach. We teach them how to teach medical education. The only school we know of that does this, actually. In fact, most Western medical schools are really bad at this. The professor goes up there and they're a great research professor, but they know nothing about communication. They're not taught the art of teaching medicine. We teach our teachers the art of teaching medicine. Myself, I have a calling to teach. My whole life, I've been a passionate teacher. I started teaching as a junior at Harvard University. I was the one of the only students in my class that was offered a teaching position while I was a junior at Harvard in the computer science and math department. And it was because I excelled in the computer science and math department, and because I have a passion for teaching. So I was a teaching fellow at Harvard my final 2 years of my bachelor's degree, and I continued teaching in the Harvard Extension School for several years. And after that, I've always been a teacher in one capacity or another, as a consultant, as an Ayurveda consultant, and of course, running the Joyful Belly School for 15 years. Another thing I'm going to say is you want to choose a school that's directed by someone with who has clear thinking and a practical mindset, and who's really focused on the service, providing that service to people, that health to people. All right. One thing which I'm going to say, learning Ayurveda is like drinking from a fire hose at times. It just is that way. All of us had our brain melted by like month 4 because it's a different way of thinking. It's like you're trying to ride a bicycle and you're like, you don't know how, it's like unusual that that the bicycle just wouldn't fall, right? So it's like it's a little scary or something, right? It's a little unnatural. Well, Ayurveda is very natural, but it's just different, a different way of thinking, and it just takes a little time to get that into your brain. And before that happens, it's like you feel like you're drinking from a fire hose, and then it just starts to click in. And we'll see this in February. All the students are like, I'm never going to be a great clinician. I'm never going to get this. Everyone else understands it, but I don't. Right. And we're just like, oh, no, you're just in the February time of classes. Right. Wait till mid-April. You're a month and a half away. And then it's like clicks in. And once it clicks in, it's unforgettable. You can't unlearn it. It's also like learning ride a bicycle in that way. Is once you know Ayurveda and you have that vision, you just, it's so natural to do it. You can't almost you can't undo it. And so we just have to get there. We just have to get there, and it's going to happen for you. It will happen for you. It's the way you're made to think. And yeah. Anyway, again, very satisfying. Very satisfying. Our courses, I said, are a little challenging. I went to Harvard in the computer science and math department, right? Not the easiest mathematics program in the world, right? And so I'm into great academics, and I'm also very practical in my approach to it. So all this to say is that it's gonna be great. You're gonna be doing great things, and we're not gonna hold back on giving you all of Ayurveda's greatness, so that you are not just meeting the minimum, but you excel. That you're practicing before you even graduate, and you graduate with confidence. All right, I told you a little bit about my background, that I was in the mathematics department. To me, math was art. I mean, I thought math was like revealing the deeper truth, right? Then I kind of realized, I guess this was obvious to everyone else, but to me, it was like, oh yeah, I can't, like there was something more than math, right? Like to understand people, I really wanted to understand people. And I thought that math would give me like these deeper truths that would help me understand people. And then at some point I realized, no, I have to like go beyond that. And, whatever. So I went into business. I started a .com company, and got several million in funding for that company and did that whole like late 90s, internet first wave, rode that as CEO of my company. And then at some point I was like, oh yeah, well, business is a great way to learn about people, but it's not the best way to learn about people, right? I was on a quest to understand the essence of our humanity. And yeah, business gives you a lot of psychological understanding of people, but business is fundamentally opportunistic, so that wasn't quite a fit. I thought of myself as more an artist than an opportunist in some way. I wanted to understand the beauty of people, right? And so that so I left the company and then started traveling overseas, lived in France, lived in Morocco for a while, studied Arabic, uh, and and then I lived in Bangladesh for a while. I mentioned that earlier. I was living there for a year, and I was studying food. I was doing public service projects, and then I realized, Ayurveda is going to give me deeper essence, a deeper understanding of the essence of humanity, and that is, so that kind of all came together with the severe digestive issues I was having at the time. And I really do feel that Ayurveda has given me a great window into humanity, and a very personal one, more personal than business could, and certainly more than math could. And it does offer that ability to know our humanity on a much more personal level. And I think, and I'll just also say that theology. I also love studying theology for that same reason, because theology really gets at, theology is the study of essence, ultimately. So I'm a father of 6 right now, and our 7th child is on the way, due a few days after Christmas. So I am surrounded by people in my life now. Yeah. All right. Who else takes our courses? Nurse practitioners, yoga teachers, individuals who want to become healers, estheticians, spa owners, dermatologists, medical doctors take our class, functional medicine practitioners, mental health and social workers, Ayurveda practitioners who want to continue their education, anyone enthusiastic about Ayurveda. So even our advanced courses, we're not going to stand in your, we're not going to like put up roadblocks to you. If you want to take the herb course, jump into it, right? I want to know though, if you're taking that course, that you have some background already, right? Like, and if you tell me, well, I've studied Ayurveda informally for 5 or 6 years, great. Or if you say to me, I am going to read the textbook before day 1 of class, and then great. Or if you say, I have the time, I'm going to apply myself to this, I want to take the herb course, I just want to start there, whatever. We're not going to put up roadblocks to you, but I'm just going to say that if you're enthusiastic about Ayurveda and you want to jump into one of those advanced courses, and you are committed to, doing that little bit of study outside of the course, we'll let you in that course. The limit is your enthusiasm, not us, right? That's all I want to say for all these courses, is that if you have the enthusiasm, because Ayurveda is so natural, you will be great at it. Okay, great. What do people do after graduating? Many people start a private clinical practice. Others integrate Ayurveda into another health and wellness center, whether that's a yoga studio or a chiropractor's office or an integrative, medical center. Practitioners do that. Some practitioners will teach Ayurveda at a hospital or a spa or at local universities. A number of our graduates do that. One of our graduates cooks healthy food on a celebrity yacht. That was awesome to see that. Others of our graduates have written books and created movies about Ayurveda. Some of them offer diet and lifestyle counseling at integrative clinics. I mentioned that already. Some of our graduates who are mental health workers work and use Ayurveda in their mental health clinic. And that's pretty awesome to see that. Let's see here. I just saw somebody coming in. Oh yeah, okay. And any situation where you're taking care of others, children, your family, Ayurveda is an opportunity for Ayurveda. All right. So I've laid the groundwork. I've talked a little bit about Ayurveda career, legality. I've talked a little bit about what kind of person studies Ayurveda and the nobility of studying Ayurveda, all of those things. And so now let me turn my attention to specifics about the course. All right. So the fundamentals course is a 2-year course, 180 pre-recorded presentations, which we developed as a team of Ayurveda practitioners. You could just think about how many hours went into that. Of course, we've been studying Ayurveda for many years. And then on top of that, we put, 10,000 hours into into the development of those presentations as a team. So when you're listening to those presentations, it's not just one person's point of view. It's several practitioners for each presentation have contributed to the development of the presentation. All right. You will get for each of these presentations, you'll get 3 each week. And for each of those 3 presentations, you will get exercises that are clinical exercises that help you apply and engage with the material. So you'll learn about some Ayurveda concept, then you will apply it clinically and engage with what you've learned. And then you will also get a 1 to 2 body awareness experiments each week. Most weeks it'll be 2, where you get 2 foods to compare or 2 of body awareness exercises or an herb, and you are trying that herb and then reporting on the effects. All right, that's all your that is the Ayurveda theory portion of the course. The clinical, which happens in year 2, and some of these 180 are also applied, part of stage 2 there. But yeah, you have 80 supervised clinical encounters, 15 buddy consultations to make 95 clinical encounters total, and then 8 body system assessments. We'll go over forms and legal parameters so that you know how to run a highly polished clinic. You'll know how to promote your practice, and you'll also get in year 2, this is what I mean by some of this 180 belongs down here. Special topics like pregnancy, postpartum, sense therapy, Marma points, exercise, lifestyle, all the specific special topics. And you'll get all of those. All right, great. The digestion course, 60 pre-recorded presentations covering 30 major GI disorders. And this is basically all the major GI disorders, food, allergies, acid reflux, constipation, diverticulosis, appendicitis, IBS, IBD, you name it. That's in the digestive course. And really those 30 GI disorders have many subtypes, which give us an opportunity to present all major patterns of disharmony in the digestive tract recognized by Ayurveda. And in that course, each week you'll get 2 pre-recorded presentations, 3 live classes, 1 quiz each week, 2 food or herb experiments, and a case study. In this course, you'll also do buddy and community consults. And in this course, you'll also develop a specific special therapeutic protocol for a disease. So you develop a specialty even within digestion in the course. And some people are like, frightened by the idea of developing their own therapeutic protocol, meaning what, a 20-page paper where you are discussing the clinical tools for a particular disease. And many are, terrified by that. Actually, some of the students say that was the thing I feared the most in the course and is the thing I loved the most by the end of the course. We will hold your hand and guide you through every step of the way through that. All right, the Ayurveda herbalist course. In that course, we will go through the herbs from, let's see here. We will go through the herbs. There's two, basically you want to learn herbs top down and bottom up and bring it together. What do I mean by that? Is a lot of times in an herb course, you'll see that someone will study Shatavari, and then they'll study ashwagandha. And by the time they get to the end of ashwagandha, they can't remember anything about Shatavari. And then they study, Bringaraj. And by the time they get to the end of Bringaraj, they can't remember anything about ashwagandha or Shatavari, right? And so there's this tendency in herb courses to just go from herb to herb to herb and then like just get lost in the woods, right? And so the way to remedy that, and this is something that, again, it's really important to have the right pedagogy for these courses, the right art of teaching for this, is that we discuss it also top down. Like we'll go over all the herbs for the digestive tract in summary. And then as you're learning about the herbs in the digestive tract, for the digestive tract, you're comparing and contrasting them so that you're accessing all of the information at once instead of just like leaving one herb and turning to another herb, right? So just how we structure the course is really important for outcomes on that. And so we're going to go through each organ system of the body. You're going to be building individualized herb formulas. I mean, there's a difference between a cook and a chef, right? A cook can, they may know a few recipes and they can prepare those recipes well. A chef effortlessly designs new recipes. Like, I could by the end of the day design like 50 new recipes, and that would, and they would all be delicious, right? It's not like, if you're a chef, it's not hard to design new recipes. Well, we want to be an herbal chef, right? We want you to be able to design those individual herb formulas, and so you're going to get lots of practice with that. And we'll do a little bit of phytochemistry. Phytochemistry won't be the focus of the course. But you'll know how to navigate phytochemistry so that you can figure out some of the patterns of the herbs that way. That's powerful. And we'll be going over the common Ayurveda formulations and herbs. In other words, the Chyawanprash and Druksasava and Druksas and Asavas, and also Chandraprabha Vati, and all the main classical Ayurveda formulations. You'll get all of those. You'll do some botanical field work, getting out in the woods and learning a bit of botany. You will taste and sample over 42 herbs and Ayurveda formulas. You'll be doing, other herb body awareness experiments, live in-class herbal consults. You'll be learning legal considerations and labeling laws, herb-drug interaction. This course is just a really powerful, amazing course. So excited for anyone who attends that. All right, so those are the 3 courses. I've given you a little more detail on them. In each of these courses, we meet 3 times a week live as a class. Everything is recorded in the program. So what if you can't make one of those times because you're at work, or it's a time zone that's inconvenient for you? That's okay. In fact, most of our students are in that boat. A lot of students are attending 2 out of 3. Some students can attend all 3. Awesome. Some students can attend 1 out of 3. Pretty much everyone can attend at least 1 out of 3. And like I said, the times are staggered so that it fits for every time zone. You don't need to cancel your family vacation this year for this course. If something comes up at work, no problem. We know our students are busy and have multifaceted lives. We have a very flexible extension policy. We work with you. We're trying to get you to cross the finish line. That's what we care about, right? Is you graduating. It's and your dream of offering Ayurveda and the public receiving the health benefits of Ayurveda. That's our goal. So how you get there, we're flexible. We are flexible with our extension policy, so don't worry. Prerequisites. The Ayurveda Health Counselor course is for people who are totally new to health. The Digestive and Herb course, you want to have some background in health and wellness. Now that could be, I've talked to people and they're like, well, I've been reading books about this for 10 years. I'm like, okay, send me a picture of your library. and I'll take a look. But anyone who has a background in health and wellness is welcome into that course. Typically, the people in the digestive course have some clinical practice of some kind or some formal training as well. But we'll take the enthusiast and the amateur if they are serious. And the herb course is the same. Okay. So, and I operate this way. Why? Because my advisor at Harvard University didn't hold me back. When I was a freshman in the computer science department, I signed up for all sophomore courses. He's like, you can't take these courses. You're never gonna make it. You're gonna be like drowning. And I'm like, I want to take those courses. That's what I want to take. I will do the work. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna do it. And he was right. I was drowning. By the time I got to the end of October, I was ahead of myself, right? But I stuck with it, and then it started to click. And once it clicked, I was like ahead of everyone else in my year. And eventually, like I said, I became a teaching fellow there and all that. So I'm not going to hold people back. This is the one that people typically take first, the Ayurveda Health Counselor course. The Digestive course is also accessible. The herb course is a little bit harder for somebody if they're just coming, in off the street. But both of these, the digestive course, the herb course, I want to see that you at least have some background in health and wellness, whether that is, yoga, teacher training program, something that it's not just the first time you're hearing about health in the body. Okay. All right. The Ayurveda Health Counselor course, about 12 hours a week. Depends on what kind of student you are. I might have spent a little more time. I like to, just keep plugging away. I like to study deep. Some people will do 10 hours a week. If you are a medical doctor and your knowledge of A&P is really good, you might be at 8 hours a week. MID, 8 to 12 hours a week. But again, if you have decent knowledge of A&P, you could be at 6 hours a week. The herb course, also about 12 hours a week. Now, again, yeah, if you have a solid background in anatomy and physiology, you can shave off some time on that. All right. One of the things that's great about this course is that you get to study the presentations at your own time. And then the live classes, what are we discussing in those live classes? We are discussing the results of your homework and exercises. So what does this mean? It means when you're learning, you do it when your brain is fresh. Like my brain learns best at 5 a.m. My wife, her brain, 11 a.m., not 11 a.m., 11 p.m. My wife, her brain is freshest at 11 p.m. So if she was taking the course, she'd be doing those presentations at 11 p.m. I'm going to do them at 5 a.m. And then the live class times is when we discuss the results of the exercises. So what does this course do? It maximizes student-teacher interaction. Your teachers will all know your name. You'll know the name of your classmates. You'll be meeting with them and doing buddy consultations. This is a together course, right? We're working together. You could see the level of service, by the way, that we offer in our courses by going to the homepage and clicking on About the School. That's right here, About the School. And if you click down here, you will see the level of service we offer. You can put your mouse over there and you'll see that what we offer in clinical tools, clinical mentorship, and student clinic. We offer a much higher level of service than any other Ayurveda school. Homework assistance calls. We grade your work so that your competency is constantly being improved. We're filling in any gaps. We're identifying problem areas and helping you move forward. And we do that very efficiently because we are an online school. We all study together, right? Yes, you pick your own time to study those presentations, but we are together as a class. It's not like you're starting this month and someone else is starting the next month and you're at different levels. And no, we are growing as a class together. We did that self-paced model. It doesn't work. You can look at the studies on that. Much lower educational outcomes from self-paced courses. I don't recommend the self-paced courses. But in our school, the teachers know you. They're investing in you. They're not just a celebrity teacher who's never going to know your name. You will have a relationship with our teachers here. You'll be doing buddy assignments. And our alumni community is very active. You'll be, they'll our alumni group meets and they do phone calls going over business models. They meet and they're discussing case studies together. So you're joining a community when you join Joyful Belly. And I think that is a really great thing. So we teach you business training, marketing, and promotion. Yeah, we give you a clinic, and I'm developing tools that will help you in your clinical appointments. You'll see that we'll be unveiling that very soon. All right, check out our level of service right in the About the School link here. If you want to know just like what kind of quality education you're going to be getting. Okay. We know life happens when you're a student. Sometimes we've had, deaths in the family, pregnancies, crazy times at work, fired from your job, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. Just, life happens. We know you're busy. We know we will work with you, and we have that flexibility built in. Like I said, yeah, life happens even when you're a student. So we're targeting top-notch students that specifically are busy. All right, assignments and tests are graded pass, fail, non-competitive, supportive environment, midterm and final. I've already talked about it. We've already talked about clinic. When do our programs start? The Ayurveda Health Counselor course and the Herbal course start at the end of August. So you have about 25 days left or so to jump in. Get in now and, get in early, get the recommended reading and, all that. Our digestion course starts in the first week of October. This says second. That was a few years ago. First week of October. It starts. Okay. Our calls are generally attended by 20 to 40 students. Okay. Okay, great. Let me just show you how you register. So the you can see here, study Ayurveda, fundamentals of Ayurvedic medicine, 2-year counselor certification. You click there and you click register now for $250 a month. Now you can also put a deposit down of $600 instead of doing the monthly payment plan. You do one or the other, option 1 or option 2. You don't need to do $600 and the monthly payment. Some people do that, and you don't need to do that. So you register now. It's $250 a month, which ends up, what does that come to? That's like $3,000 over for a whole year of education, for a whole year of high-powered education, high-quality education. It's pretty awesome. Now, I'm not going to say that everyone has $3,000 to spend. I understand that. But for what you get for the price is pretty competitive, right? That's a pretty competitive price for what you're getting. And so it'll be 2 years. And in the end, the total tuition for this course is $6,999, which you'll pay off in about 2.5 years total. And so you can click that register now button. Then the Ayurveda Herbalist course, $4,499, $320 a month. And it's the same for the Digestive course, $4,499 and $320 a month. All right, so that's how you register in the course. And there's my personal cell. Give me a call. I'm happy to talk about whether this course is the right fit for you. I'm happy to help you in career planning, get that vision so that you know how to talk about what you're planning to do to other people. I can help you if the issue is time, finances, talking to others, career planning. I can help you with all that. I've helped, thousands of students at Joyful Belly, and make it possible for them to study. And sometimes, we find out that the course isn't a good fit for somebody. I mean, not that the course is not a good fit, but that their calling is something else, right? Well, I talked with one student and it turned out that she was really wanting to be a Montessori child educator. Great. Great. I'm here to help you find your mission, right? You have my personal cell phone, 828-785-8213. I'll put in the chat. Text me if you would like. The herb course is 1 year. I have Telegram for voice over IP for people who are outside of the country. And you just install that and we can text and talk anytime. I can also meet you on Zoom. The herbalist program, yeah, like I said, I see that question there. It's a 1 year course. So it starts in August, ends in June. So you have summer off. By the way, there's 14 weeks of breaks throughout the year. So there's plenty of opportunity for breaks, vacations, catch up time, all that. All right, great. You could check out more about the school on the school tab on the website. I want to thank all of you for coming to today's presentation. When you study health, it's a gift for everyone. They say that disease is contagious. Health is also contagious, right? When people see you are glowing, they want to glow, right? They want to feel good. They want to look vibrant. They want to have what you have. And so when you step forward, even in today, I hope you learned some things about Ayurveda, some things about Ayurveda education, and even a little bit about the Ayurveda profession. So my goal today is that you walk away having received something today, not just about our courses, but information that's valuable to you, even outside of that. And if and if you have, then I'm a great teacher, right? Then that that you're going to learn something every single day in our course. Whenever I hire a consultant, I'm always looking, did the consultant teach me anything? Like if I hire an accountant, it could be an accountant, could be cheaper, could be more expensive, whatever. I'm looking to see that consultant in a half an hour or so has taught me something. That I learned something new. So hopefully you got some inspiration here today, and how much more so when I'm actually trying to teach you about Ayurveda, how much more are you going to learn then? So CP is asking about smaller monthly payments. Yes, we do make the course accessible regardless of income. So CP, if you want to send me a private message on your income, and also just tell me also what monthly payment is in your budget, and then I can see if that will work for us. Okay. What questions can I answer? Tell me. How can I help? Do you have questions about the courses? Questions about Ayurveda, how it works? Sometimes people ask about how to study efficiently. Here's what I'm going to say. We give you the materials on Friday. Download them to your phone. And, on your morning commute, or when you're vacuuming or cooking some food or doing the dishes, play the presentations. That way, when you sit down to study, you've already heard it once. You already have a bunch of ideas. And so that when you sit down to study, it's going to take you much faster. Right there, you're going to save 2 hours a week just if you use that efficiency tip. Here's another thing I'm going to say. Never hit the rewind button. Instead, if there's some question that you have about a particular video, write down the time of where you have that question, finish the video, finish all your homework, and then with whatever time you have left over, go over those trouble spots. That will also save you a ton of time with those tips. And yeah, great. Any questions before I go? All right, good. I'm going to thank you all again, and look forward to seeing you in class. Look forward to studying with you, uh, and let me know how I can help. Again, my number is 828-785-8213, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And I look forward to our next time together. Thank you, Lorena. Glad you liked the presentation. I'm looking here in the chat, and you see which program is the best fit. Yeah, let's talk about that together. You know, if you have a strong pull towards digestion and nutrition, Lorena, I'm going to say go with your sparks, right? Like go where you can put the most passion in. The digestion course is a very practical course because you're learning a specialty, so you can get right into it, and then you can go to the broader the broad Ayurveda after that. So if you really feel called to there, I would say just go where you feel called, and you'll get the 2-year after that. You can take the 2 years after that. Many students do that. Monique, thank you. Thank you. And you're very welcome. I'm glad that you enjoyed the chat, and I hope to see you as well in the upcoming classes. I see someone's asking, is there a book or PDF associated with the coursework? So in all of our courses, we offer recommended reading and some required reading as well, some required books as well. So yeah, and then you will get many handouts, many PDFs. I mean, in the whole course, we're giving you charts and all kinds of things so that you have everything. So yeah, you'll get plenty of PDFs. And all that will help you, right? Make it easy, make it easy to visualize and conceptualize. That's what we're trying to do, is follow good active learning models for multiple intelligence, multiple learning styles. You know, we're dovetailing between all of that to make it a highly engaging medical education experience. Thank you, Kathleen. All right. Thanks again, everyone. And I will stay on for anyone else who wishes to interact. I see some people doing private chat. So I see Janice just joined us. Janice, did you miss the presentation or did you catch it? Sahil, you're very welcome, Sahil. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you. Great, I see most. All right, CP, are you there? We're the only ones left here.
Yeah, I'm
I
here.
stopped everyone else. Okay, great. What's your name? Oh, Christina. Oh, you're Christina.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now I'm remembering. Yes, great.
Hmm?
Good. I'm going to turn off this this light that's in my eyes here, if you don't mind,
Okay.
just
No
because
worries.
my eyes are ready to, you know, to get
Yep.
fried. So yeah. So great. So when will you get your disability claim to be approved?
They keep on pushing it out.
Mhm.
I was supposed to get a decision last week on Friday, and they sent me a letter saying now that September 17th is the new deadline that they're giving themselves.
Okay.
I already spoke to a lawyer. They said that it may come down that I have to go the lawsuit route. The only issue is, in the meantime, I literally have no funds. I had